good Friday morning, a feel-good Friday. My elbow hurts from reeling in a fish. My knees hurt from playing football, doing man stuff all day long. I was sucking down oysters in the middle of the day. I was having myself a cocktail. Then I was catching passes over the middle at night. And then we were also talking about how bad the Mets were during our long man day together. Knicks Heat Game 3 tomorrow. We will talk about that. I'm sure we're going to do an entire hour on Leafs Panthers because Boomer and I did not go to sleep until we watched the conclusion of Leafs Panthers with a Casamigos and Fresca. And it was entertaining, I got to say. It's the last I'm going to see of the series, but it was entertaining. I'll give you that. Good morning, Boomer. How are you feeling?
I feel actually pretty good this morning. I didn't think I was going to feel all that good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm with you. Reeling in that fish yesterday. Elbows are killing me. Throwing the football last night. Elbows are killing me. Back last night. Back's killing me this morning because we're playing on, field turf, and we haven't been on that. And I don't remember the last time we were on that. So it was kind of interesting, but it was a long day. It was a very interesting day. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Doug Wells for being an unbelievable host, and I didn't realize the seaman that he was. Really showed me, his chops when it came to understanding, boating and fishing and being boarded by the Coast Guard and just making sure that he had all of his stuff.
He did.
There as we were going through a safety check. I could not believe it. I thought somebody was basically pranking us out in the water.
Yeah, you did. You couldn't believe it. And I know these things happen, especially in the beginning of the season. That's when you see a lot of it. You don't see it. And sometimes the holiday weekends, they'll be out there cruising around to make sure that nothing's going on. But we got boarded by the Coast Guard for a safety check. And I have to agree that Doug Wells, with all the rods he had, all the tackle he had, everything was absolutely perfect. He throws the mojo in the water. The second he let the line out and set the drag, bang, there's a fish on the line. So he knew exactly where to bring us on a day that was a little bit cold and rainy. We didn't want to be out there forever. Got us both a fish. The Coast Guard boards us. He's got everything he needs. He's got his fire extinguisher. He's got all his life jackets. He's got his registration. He's got everything. I mean, this man, you're right. I mean, he may win top seaman in New Jersey.
Yeah, I think so, especially given the fact that what we went through to get out there. Yeah. And then finally getting out there, weather starts to turn nice. Yep. And next thing you know, here come the guys. We're boarding your boat. I'm like, what? I really thought we were being pranked. I thought that they maybe had listened to the show. Yeah. Maybe they knew we were going to be out there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just nuts. But you actually knew one of the guys, or one of the guys has the same name as the guy you know.
Well, yeah, the guy goes, I'm Officer Caserta, and he was the guy that when he figured out it was you, kept saying holy mackerel over and over again, which is something that I didn't know anybody under 85 said. But he's going, holy mackerel, holy mackerel, holy mackerel.
Oh, maybe that's a fish thing.
Yeah, maybe. But then he says his name is Officer Caserta. Now, there's a Greg Caserta that works here and is also filled in once on our show. So I'm thinking, hell, I mean, we're in New Jersey. Caserta's a local guy. I said, do you know Greg Caserta? He goes, that's me. I said, no, I guess it's a different Greg Caserta that works in the radio business. So, yeah, Greg Caserta, Officer Greg Caserta was the guy that pulled us over. So, yeah, and boarded us.
By the way, they were doing their job.
They did a great job. They were nice. Fine. They weren't jerks at all. They were totally nice. They were just doing the safety check, and Doug had all his stuff, so it was fine.
Did you think, I thought we were getting pranked?
No, I didn't, because you got to remember, I'm out there. I see this stuff. I know that this goes on. So when I saw them coming up, I said, oh, this is going to happen. They're just going to come on here and they're going to check the life jackets and everything else. So
my fish was definitely bigger than your fish.
It was bigger. It was amazing. It was not by much, but it certainly was.
Oh, look at the size of that fish. Come on now.
That'd
be like a 38-inch fish there.
These are both very large.
You had about
fish.
A 34-inch fish.
Yeah, maybe a little. I was going to say like 36, 39. That's where I was going to go, but we didn't end up measuring them. It was just a catch and release situation. So. Yeah, it was great.
So we do, we're all about catching and releasing.
But, it's the two giant fish, and we got them out there very, very quickly, and it was awesome. And then we had the flag football game last night where How are you guys feeling? You guys sore this morning? Eddie, are you sore? You actually had more action than anybody with the blocking you were doing.
I am not sore yet, but I am hurting in terms of just the wakefulness.
Yeah. Al sore from running around?
Not yet, but as I was saying to Eddie, I think your body repairs itself when you go to sleep. So until that happens, really, I don't think you get sore. I think if you stay up, you might not ever get sore.
Your second day soreness is definitely a thing. So the fact that I'm feeling it today means it's going to be even worse tomorrow.
Well, better not be. I mean, we got the 5-borough bike tour on Sunday. You need to, step it up and let's go.
It'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's just, I took a leave this morning to get that feeling out of my knees, and I'll be totally fine.
Right.
So a couple other things quickly that we will get to, and here's some video here. The CBS Sports Network. Here's Pat Boyle with the double reverse pass that we have going on here. This is unbelievable. But and this is the touchdown. Oh, see, he didn't get in there. And that
was a 2-point play.
That was a 2-point play. He didn't get in.
He was hot dogging.
And the ref said he did get in.
I will say that Pat Boyle played with an intensity that I wish like Al Dukes had. Like Al Dukes has no intensity whatsoever, and then Pat Boyle has so much intensity.
That's like a 30-year age difference.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, he was all over it, and you. I mean, I don't know. I can't explain you.
I was trying to avoid injury.
Yeah, so was I. I mean, I got the one completion early on the first drive, and then I was sort of like...
Just remember, I'm 62 years old, boys.
Yeah, I know.
I'm out there running around with 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. We were too, man. I'm telling you. I had that one safety come up on me. I was trying to do like the skinny post of a tight end into the end zone, splitting the zone, and...
It's Al Dukes. I can't. That was a bad throw by my. I have to hit Al in the chest. I got to do a better job.
But yeah,
Look at this, man. I'm running all over the place. Yeah, I'm like, Jerry, what are we doing here, Jerry?
I know you did run around a lot, and Al got a lot of targets.
Yes, I tried. I was trying to get him involved in the game.
Yeah, but
I knew his girlfriend was there and everything.
There we go. There's my completion. Look at that.
Catch, yeah.
And maybe the other team was just leaving him open.
It could have been.
I was trying to get him to like lull the other team to sleep, but it didn't work.
The big safety that they had, this kid was, every bit of 6'2", looked like he could play D1 college football. When I go up through the middle of the field thinking I'm going to score on a skinny post, he goes, I got you on that seam. I got you on that seam. I was like, oh, boy. I was like, all right, this is getting a little ugly. And Pat Boyle, as great as he was, and he was, our best player on offense for sure, other than you, Boomer. But he, so look at those hands right there.
Yeah, very good.
Look at those hands. But anyway, there was an intensity there that crossed the line, I felt at times. Quite frankly, he was spiking the ball in the kids' faces. He was getting in the faces.
He's dancing after the touchdown.
Yeah, he did the gritty after the touchdown.
He's getting in the official's face.
He did. He did say the officials, you guys got to get on the same effing page. I was like,
what?
I was like, come on, Pat.
Hey, listen, we're doing this for a charity.
Yeah, I know. And then
I want to win too, but I mean, he was just like,
You even said like, all right, let's win with class here. Pat, let's score with class. You even had to give him a little bit of a talking to.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
But it was the two things, like one side of it you hate, the other side you love. Like the side of it you don't like is the like don't embarrass us in a charity event thing. Like that side you don't like. But the side you love is this guy is all in.
Oh, he is. Yeah, I'll tell you what, he is all in, man. I got to give that.
Freaking in on this game.
There you go. That's him right there.
Apparently, he asked Spike, what am I supposed to do in a game like this? Like, and Spike's like, I don't know. You got to talk to them. But he's like, am I trying to win? Are we trying to win? Like, what advice can you give me on this?
I take a little blame on that because at the beginning I said I didn't come all the way to Jersey to lose.
Yeah, and then that's just his eyes.
He's just like, whoa, all right,
that was it. Yeah, and then he's talking trash about the other team's quarterback, and he's like, this guy's going to overthrow it, and this kid's nothing. I'm like, Pat, jeez, man.
Yeah, but you know who had really the best idea of all? I think it was Kirshner, Jerry's buddy Kirsch.
Who hit a flag in his pants and then threw it out there and confused the refs?
Right, he tried to confuse the refs. But he also said, we can bully these guys on Twitter.
It was funny. That's why he's a stand-up comedian, Kirsch. He's got some good lines.
I think we could bully these guys on Twitter. I got a couple of Twitter handles I think I got them. And that was,
he was
oh,
funny.
my God. Yeah,
no, he was funny. And then also, we'll talk about it later, but congratulations to Zoo and Gallo on finishing their 5-hour show and apparently doing very well. I didn't get a chance because of the shorter commute this morning to listen to much. I was going back and listening. I would continue to listen, but those guys seemed to have a blast. They were very happy. We here,
I heard
we
a lot
outside.
of that.
What it do, baby?
Yeah, I heard a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
All of those things. So I'll go back and listen more, and we'll have more of a conversation about it a little bit later. And then, Gallo stuck around, and I was surprised. And I said, "Why are you still here?" Because the show ended at 5 o'clock. He's like, I just thought that's what you guys expected out of me.
He wants a pat on the back.
No, I don't. I actually don't think so. I think
he does. Yeah.
I don't think it was. I don't think he was waiting for his flowers necessarily. I think what it was he thought that if he had left after the show and wasn't at least here for part of his regular job, that we would not think that was the right thing to do.
Right.
So I told him, I was like, no, it's fine, man. Like, go home. Or he's like, no, I'll stay for a little bit. Make sure Boomer sees me and hang out for a little bit. I'm like, all right. Do a little bit of work,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you're smart. You're learning.
Go home. It's Cinco de Mayo, man. It's a feel-good Friday.
It is a feel-good Friday.
It's hard to feel good after watching the Mets, though.
Oh, my God.
We were updating this whole thing yesterday, and it's amazing that Verlander ends up going 5 innings, but he gives up the 2 home runs. All right, whatever. But overall, I would say it was a positive outing for him. He felt good. He got up to 98 miles an hour.
Well, listen.
And then watch a few of the highlights. But here's the thing. You know what really, truly exemplifies who the Mets are right now at this moment is Brandon Nimmo trying to steal second in the 9th inning, and Gary Cohen, good for him for calling him out.
Yeah.
Because that is a guy that, is now trying to do too much. And you're doing the wrong thing. It leads you to think about doing the wrong things because the team is scuffling, because the team is in trouble. The team is certainly in trouble. Their schedule over the next 3 series are against teams that they should be winning, but they should have won against Detroit.
No, I agree.
And they ended up getting swept. So you wake up this morning. Here we are. It's May 5th. I am not like you. I were talking about this yesterday. I'm not panicking about any of this stuff. I'm not getting crazy. Yeah, I'm frustrated by it, but there's such a long way to go, and really a lot of guys are not hitting. Over this span, over this last losing kind of span, I think it was about 11 games, where they're like 2-9 or something, whatever it is. But before that, they were fine. They were 14-7. They were okay. They were hanging in there. They were treading water, if you will. They were staying above 500.
Yeah.
And then they get the 2 best pitchers back, and they lose those 2 games against a team that is scuffling itself. That's a bad sign. Plus, they're not hitting, and they're not. So that the hitting is going to come. That there's going to be a 2-week period where Francisco Lindor is going to carry the team. You just know it's going to happen. You just don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, and I don't really see Lindor as a carry-the-team type of guy. I see more Alonso as a carry-the-team type of guy, and Lindor someone who hopefully gets consistent and does well and has maybe a nice little stretch. But Lindor's not like an Aaron Judge carry-the-team type of player. Few people are, but Francisco Lindor certainly gets paid like that, and he's a very good player, but I don't know if we're going to look back on him as one of the great players who ever put on a Mets uniform. And yes, there's a long way to go, and I actually think that in this 6-game homestand against the Rockies and the Reds with what happened to them out in Detroit, that they're going to play well, and then they go to the Nationals after that. And I do think that they're going to go on a run here, and I do think that they're going to play better. I just projecting how this team is built, that's what scares me. And I need to see Max Scherzer be really good this regular season and towards the end of the regular season before I believe that they're going to have a good Max Scherzer in the postseason. That's the thing. And if we don't see that at all, there's a better chance that this guy is cooked than we get Cy Young Max Scherzer. And at that point, then you're trading away guys at the deadline to try to get another starting pitcher. That doesn't always work out. So that's what is the big concern for me, is you basically have a dud right now, a $40 million dud at the top of the rotation who has shown 0 signs of giving you anything this year in the first month of the season. But yeah, I agree the offense will be better, and I agree that they're actually going to win some games here.
Yep.
Because they have to. Now, if they don't, if they have a losing homestand against the Rockies and the Reds, then yes, that is time to panic, because now we're into the middle of May. They would have had 3 bad series against terrible teams, and I don't care how early in the season it is. That right there is a problem, especially if the Braves are going to continue to win.
Well, the Braves in the last 10, 8-2. The Mets in the last 10, 2-8. And they're your 6 games right there. The Mets are in second place, tied in second place. Behind them, they're 1 game out of the wild card. I can't even believe I'm talking about this stuff right now.
The wild card?
Yeah. I mean, any of it, actually. I mean, it's going to be, until they get on a roll of some sort, it's going to be frustrating for all of us. And if they come back home in these 2 series at home now, they're going to hear it. They're going to hear it. It's the highest paid team in the league. By far, the highest paid team in the league. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, pressure is on. This is unacceptable to this point, and Steve Cohen has to be extremely disappointed. I mean, there's only so much of the it's early stuff that's going to fly with the guy that invested so much in this team.
Yeah, but I also think, though, that they look back in recent history of the Phillies, what they did, some of the records that are in the paper today about where teams were in certain points of the season and ended up going on to win the World Series. And you look at those records and you look at the Mets record and it's May 5th and it's I know that there's a lot of issues with the team, especially hitting and pitching together. You have blown saves. Diaz is not here. I mean, there's a lot of that you have to take into account as to why they are where they are.
Yeah, but
you have suspensions, you have injuries, you have it's nuts. I mean, think about, so you had Scherzer suspension, Verlander injury, Diaz gone. Those are 3 of your main guys.
Sure.
3 of your main guys who have not been, number 1, Scherzer's been a mess. And number 2, Verlander just started first, and Diaz is gone for the year. So, I mean, that's a lot of money spent on guys that are not carrying their load.
Yeah, and also this team has to hit. I mean, this is a huge problem. Justin, think about if they score 3 runs yesterday, somehow scratch together 3 runs and not get swept by the Detroit Tigers yesterday. We're talking about this team completely differently. Verlander settles down, bullpen comes in is good. Offense woke up a little bit when they needed to. I mean, it's a completely different conversation. They got to score runs. And this was a big problem for them at the end of last year, too. It was pathetic how bad the offense was. And it's contagious with them. It always seems that, if the 2 big guys aren't going, then it just infects the rest of the team.
I just have a feeling they'll get going here eventually. It's just
I
don't want to say they're going to get going in August, but I would like to think that over the next month or so that they're going to end up starting to get this thing straight. I mean, it's such a long freaking season.
I know, but the best. At some point, the Mets have to show us that the best reason for us to believe in them isn't time. Because right now, that's the only thing that is the best reason for us to believe in them is time. Because they've shown us very little so far.
Speaking of time, the time is now that the Yankees start catching up to these Rays as they start a series down in Tampa now.
Yeah, I mean, cue up all the Yankee music, get it all going, get them all fired up, because this is as big of an early series as there could be for the Yankees. Yes, in May, but hell, you can maybe not, get totally buried in May, but you could get a long hill to climb back for the division.
They are 9 games out.
They have already struggled for many years down in Tampa. Now you get the best team in baseball against a scuffling Yankees team that's completely hurt and can't hit the ball, with the Rays pitching being as good as it is. We'll see you in 2024. F it, we're going home. Yeah, this is going to be crucial.
Well, you got Brito, Herman, and Cole going for the Yankees.
Yeah, Johnny Brito in that opening game series against the Rays could get a little ugly tonight. All right, Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network. Just getting started on this Feel Good Friday. We'll get Jerry in here in just a couple of minutes to give you an update.